There are lots of internet experts out there spouting off on how the 2024 Shelby Super Snake isn't a real Super Snake. Why? Because it's just based on the Mustang GT these days instead of the GT500 as it once was. Absurd claims are made of just slapping a supercharger on a Coyote 5.0 to get the same car that Shelby makes. All of which is WRONG wrong. Why? Because the latest Super Snake isn't just some collection of parts bolted onto a new Mustang. It's an absolutely epic effort of design and engineering that comes together in the creation of perhaps the most incredible Shelby Mustang ever, which we'll get to in a second. But first, would you kindly click the subscribe button below? Everyone here at the Empty Garage thanks you. First up, a brief history of the Shelby Super Snake name. Back in the early 1960s, famed gearhead Carroll Shelby hooked up with Ford to build some serious cars. This partnership led to legends like the GT350 and GT500, not to mention the Shelby Cobra and Ford blowing the doors off Ferrari at Le Mans. All this success led to the need for more in Shelby's eyes, more of everything, but mostly power, as Jeremy Clarkson would say, which gets us to the first GT500 Super Snake. Not to be confused with the Cobra Super Snake, which was also a wild machine, this Mustang GT500 based brute arrived in 1967. Built as part of a promotion with Goodyear to show off their new Thunderbolt tires, the original Super Snake was packing a GT40 inspired 427 V8, good for something like 520 horsepower. Only one was ever built at the time, but fast forward to 2007, and the Ford-Shelby partnership brought the Super Snake back to life. Between 2007 and 2023, there have been various iterations of this mightiest of Shelby Mustangs with as much as 1,200 horsepower. But over that stretch, the Super Snake was separated from its roots as a modified Mustang GT500 and instead started sharing a platform with the Mustang GT. Those internet experts can whine all they want about this subtle distinction because the S650 Mustang GT and its fire-breathing Shelby Super Snake stablemate are absolutely incredible. Shelby starts with a 2024 Mustang GT Premium fitted with the 401A bundle and performance package from the factory. When the car arrives at Shelby's shop in Las Vegas, they strip it down to ready a conversion that is just slightly more than slapping a supercharger on the motor. For starters, most body panels ahead of the windshield are new, custom Shelby pieces. The bulging aluminum hood features a row of carbon fiber heat extractors and pin locks. The front fascia is opened up to let in more air and pushed out to widen the front track by about 1.5 inches. But this isn't just a bunch of gaping holes in a sweet-looking body kit. It's a design dictated by function. The headlight surrounds are reshaped to direct cooling air through the engine bay. The Mustang's factory PCM gets relocated for the same reason. The inner fender panels are replaced with ventilated units, and the front fender vents now extend all the way down the body side, all as part of a comprehensive powertrain cooling effort. Of course, it looks good doing it. You've got the punched up front splitter and side rockers with carbon fiber wickers. The leading edge of the rear quarter panel has even been modified to create a more pronounced transition. Around back, Shelby takes advantage of the 7th gen Mustang's funky concave rear end to create a killer duckbill style spoiler. Coupe models add a big carbon fiber rear wing above this, while the hardtop and convertible get a new carbon fiber rear diffuser. The diffuser furthers the cooling effort, in this case for the rear diff. Jutting out from either side are 4 sewer pipe-sized exhaust outlets courtesy of a Borla active system. If you fire up a Shelby-tuned Mustang alongside a factory model, both with the Coyote V8, there is a clear difference. That's because for more than 10 years, Borla has been delivering exhaust systems to Shelby with a sound special to the tuner. At the other end of this spectacular exhaust is the heart of the latest Shelby creation. It starts with a factory 4th gen Coyote V8. This all-aluminum power plant is no slouch in standard form. Now featuring dual airboxes and throttle bodies, it makes 480 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque in stock form. And Shelby says they will be offering a version of the Super Snake with this untouched motor, but that's no fun. Not when they offer the full-throated Super Snake, making in the neighborhood of 830 horsepower. If you listen to the Shelby team talk about this powertrain, they're very nonchalant about it. However, they've managed to add a sort of staggering 350 horsepower to the party, and that is anything but no big deal. To get there, Shelby starts with a new intake system and new fuel injectors. But the best part is, of course, the 3-liter Whipple Supercharger sitting on top. All this extra juice comes with a lot more heat. To deal with it, Shelby uses their extreme cooling system. It consists of an upsized radiator, a heat exchanger, and polished aluminum overflow tanks. And to ensure drivers can put all that power to the ground, the 2024 Shelby Super Snake comes with high-performance half shafts. A one-piece drive shaft is also part of the deal, but only if you stick with the 6-speed manual. The 10-speed automatic does not get this goodie and adds some $1,600 to the price tag. Not only that, 6-speed cars also come with a short throw setup and the classic cue ball style Shelby shift knob. See? Manual transmissions really are better. Like any Shelby, the latest Super Snake is loaded with killer cosmetic touches. But we have more high-end engineering to cover. Keep in mind, since this Snake starts life as a Mustang GT Premium with the Performance Pack, it's darn capable out of the gate. Factory features include a Torsen limited slip diff, bigger brakes with cooling ducts, Magnerai dampers, and an aggressive tune for the stability control and ABS. From that solid foundation, Shelby fits extended and hardened wheel studs, which are helpful for mounting the truly massive 305 section width Michelin Pilot Sport rubber at all 4 corners. This alone is fairly wild, as most high-performance cars these days go with a staggered wheel setup, not a square one. It also helps explain the widened front fascia. Shelby wraps a set of 20 by 11-inch magnesium wheels that would be at home in a museum display case. Shelby notes that these will be exclusive to the 2024 Super Snake and not available as a standalone part yet. And man, that bronze shade. Be still my heart. Looks aside, this wheel and tire package shaves about 9 pounds from each corner, which is kind of a lot, and should be immediately noticeable on the track. A set of slotted rotors add braking performance, and the suspension has been tuned for sharper turn-in. But otherwise, the suspension and braking system remains largely factory, which makes sense given how solid it already is. Now about those trademark Shelby cosmetic updates. Shelby has never been shy about making it clear that they are responsible for the final product, and that rings true on the 2024 Super Snake. Noted Shelby branding locations include a stamping in the front grille surround, on the front fender vents, the wheel center caps, and in big block letters across the rear end. Not to mention the rectangular badge just beneath them. Custom Cobra puddle lamps add light and branding to the pavement, while illuminated Super Snake sill plates greet you upon entry. Did we mention the serialized CSM plates? There's one in the engine bay and one mounted on the passenger side dash, which is fitting considering Shelby is only building 250 of these Super Snakes. The branding extends to the seatbacks as part of the all-new upholstery. It's a leather and suede affair replete with snake scale style patterns. Of course, all the factory goodies remain, like climatized front seats, a heated flat bottom steering wheel, and that sweeping pane of dash glass. It covers the all-digital cluster and large central infotainment screen, a new bit of tech ushered in with this S650 Mustang. Thus far, no one has reported any 0 to 60 or quarter-mile times for this ultimate Shelby Mustang. But in stock form, it'll run to 60 in just 4.2 seconds and crack the quarter in 12.5 seconds at 114 miles an hour. Adding 350 horsepower and big fat tires to the mix seems like a guaranteed way to improve those metrics dramatically. Of course, this level of exclusivity and performance will cost you $100,555 on top of the cost of the car, to be exact, which seems like a small price to pay for a 1 of 250 car with bonkers levels of performance and the fabled Shelby name. Could you get 830-ish horsepower on your own by slapping on some forced induction? Sure. Would it be anything like the 2024 Shelby Super Snake? Not even close.